Hello and welcome to Trading with Tani. And if you don't know yet, in the past few months I've been trying to grow small accounts and I've managed to grow some small accounts. I will let you see on the screen right now. But the reason why I'm doing this is because I know that most fans of this channel don't have bigger accounts to trade. That is why I've been trading these small accounts so that I can help you to grow your small accounts also through my experience, through my failures and successes. I promise you that if you watch this video until the end, your chances of blowing your accounts is going to go almost to zero. Yes, I mean that, and I'm going to show you why I'm saying that. And also, if you watch until the end, I'm going to give you a bonus that is going to help you in trading these small accounts. So let's get started. Okay, so most importantly, the first step if you want to grow a small account is to determine how small is the account, how many chances do you have with that account, and what do you need to do with that chances. Okay, here's what I mean by this. Let's say you have $50 in your account, right? If you have $50 in your account, the next thing that you want to know is, how am I going to risk this $50? Am I going to risk this $50 on one trade only, right? Or am I going to give myself 10 chances to grow this $50? Meaning, once you know that, you are going to know exactly how much are you risking per trade, right? So let's say I have $50, right? The fastest way is just to risk this $50 on one trade. And if I risk this $50, if I make 3 times the risk, I will have already $150, right? And the downside of this, right? This feels so good, but the downside is that I only have one chance. And if that one chance goes wrong, that means I have lost $50, right? Or I can say, okay, I need to risk $5 per trade, and then I will risk $5 per trade to make $15 or more, right? That means for each and every trade I'm risking $5, and for me to lose this $50, I will need to lose 10 trades in a row, right? And if you look at this, losing one trade and losing all the $50 and losing 10 trades and lose $50, it's almost the same. But we can all agree that on this one I have a chance of winning, because the market is always giving you 50-50 chances, like I always say, right? But if you have 10 chances, do you think that you are going to lose all those 10 trades in a row and lose all your money with these 10 trades? I personally think it doesn't happen like that, because who are you to lose 10 trades in a row? Sometimes it happens, but most of the time it doesn't. Most of the time you get, though, out of 10, at least you can get 3 winning trades. If I get 3 winning trades out of 10, winning $15 per trade, that means out of those 10 trades, at worst I can get $45, right? And I will still be near to growing my small accounts. That means I can keep going, right? So the first step is determine how much is it that you are risking per trade. Let's be honest, guys. Blowing an account doesn't mean losing all your money. Everyone can lose all your money, but that is not blowing an account. Blowing an account is when you lose all that money unexpectedly, right? But if you give yourself 10 chances and say, okay, I'm gonna risk all my money on 10 trades, and if you lose those 10 trades, that's not blowing your account, right? So that's why I was saying, when you watch this video, you are not going to unexpectedly blow your account. That is not going to happen, right? So first thing, how much is your money? If it is $50, know exactly how many chances do I need. For me, myself, I think if I get 10 chances, right, I can make something happen. So for $50, I will risk $5 per trade and I'll get 10 trades, right? I know that my strategy at worst can lose 7 or 5 trades in a row, right? There's no point that I'm going to lose all the 10 trades in a row. It happens, but the chances are low. So I need to give myself more chances, right? So if I want to go fast, you can do it on one trade, because for different people, different amounts are not equal, right? So for example, if I have $10, I can say, okay, I just want one chance on this. If it wins, I need to make $50 or more. If it loses, that's it, I'm done, right? But the first important thing is knowing exactly how many chances do you have. The next step that you need to do is a strategy, right? So a strategy, why do you need a strategy? A strategy is going to help you to make informed decisions, right? That's the reason for the strategy. The strategy is not there because it wins 100% of the time. The strategy is not there because once you have the strategy, it's going to make you money. No, the strategy is not the one thing that is going to make you money. The thing that is going to make you money is what I'm going to teach you after this, right? But first, you need a strategy. The reason why you need a strategy is you don't want to guess these trades, right? Because if you guess these trades, there's chances that you are going to make some decisions that you didn't want to make in the first place. So, number one, find a strategy. And then once you find the strategy, the next thing that you need to do is to backtest that strategy. Once you backtest the strategy, the reason for backtesting is you want to know how many times, or out of 100, what are the chances, how many times am I going to lose like 5 trades, 6 trades, 7 trades in a row, right? If you backtest a strategy for, let's say, 100 times, and you find out that over the past 100 days or 100 trades, this strategy, you have lost maybe 6 trades in a row, right? That means if you have $50, you know that at worst in the past 100 trades, I could have lost 6 trades in a row. So if I give myself 10 chances, that means I'm not going to blow this account, right? So that's the reason number one for backtesting, right? Then the next thing that you want to make sure on your strategy is that your strategy, you've got a high risk to reward ratio, right? And what do I mean by this? When you are trading a small account, whenever you risk, let's say $1, you want to make sure that you make like $4 or more. And why am I saying this? Trading a small account is different from trading a big account that you are trying to make a living on. If you are trading on a small account, we know that this money is not enough for you to do something big with it. We know that this is just a chance that we are taking. We want to grow fast, but also at the same time, we don't have enough money. So why don't we just take the chance, right? Take the chances, and then if you want trades out of 4 wins, we are going to be in profits, right? So on a $50 account, I would say, let's say each and every trade I was risking $5, and each and every winning trade I was making $20, right? That simply means, this is an average number, of course, but that simply means out of my 10 chances that I get, if I win 3 of those 10 chances, I've already been above my initial profit, my initial investment, which means I have around $60 in the account. But if things go well, if I get like 3 trades in a row winning or 4 trades in a row winning, that means I can simply go to $100 by that, right? Because if I get $20 per trade, and if I win 5 trades in a row, which happens sometimes in the market, if your strategy is well backtested, is good, it's rule based, you can win 5 trades in a row. Now I already have $100 plus the $50 that I had. That's gonna be $150. And once we have $50, now we go to the next step that I'm going to show you, which is scaling and knowing how to increase your lot size. But before I do that, there's a next thing that I want to talk about, which is the actual placing of the trade. Yes, let me tell you something, people. There's a difference between having a strategy and actually placing the trade. Because what I know is when you have small account, when you have small money in your account, there is more likely chances that you are going to want to avoid losing as much as possible. So when you see a setup, sometimes you're going to leave and not place the trade because you fear leaving. You think this setup is not good enough. But the truth is, each and every setup in the market is created equal. No matter how good it looks, no matter how bad it looks, it only have a 50-50 chance of winning or losing. So the next thing that you want to know is make sure whenever you see a setup that fits your strategy, do not hesitate. Even if it is the last money that is in your account, just place that trade. And let me tell you why I'm saying this. It's not 1 time or 2 times. There's many times when I see setups in the market and don't trade those setups thinking that maybe this is not good enough, but later on to look and see this was a perfect trade, but if I didn't hesitate to place a trade, I could have made money. So no matter how much is left in your account, when you see a setup that fits your strategy, just place your setup, because you never know when the money is coming. Because let me tell you something, we can say, okay, the strategy have got a 70% chance of winning, or we have a 70% winning rate. But if you don't actually place each and every trade, that means the statistics of the strategy is not going to work. The strategy can win 90% of the time, but if you are not involved in those 90% of the time, and if you get involved in the 10% that is left, you are going to lose. Right now, let's talk about the last thing that you want to do when growing this small account, which is scaling. What do I mean by scaling? As the account grows, you need to increase the risk. As the account grows, you need to increase the money that you are putting into risk, right? So for example, let's say you start off with $50, right? Let's say you start off with $50, and your $50 have now grown to $100. What most people do here is, if you were risking $5 here per trade, let's say you were risking $5 per trade, right? Do you think you can still risk $5 per trade with a $100 account? If you want to be conservative, yes. But for me, I would say, okay, if I'm giving myself 10 chances, these 10 chances is the only thing that I need to get this $50 to 500, if that's the goal, right? So that means when I get to 100, I need to increase this, right? I'm not going to increase this to place one trade. No, I'm just going to increase the risk to $10 per trade. And I know that here I had 10 chances. I had 10 chances there. And on the $100, I also have 10 chances. Nothing changes. If the strategy works, I'm going to make money. If the strategy loses, I'm going to lose money. But anyway, I'm doing the same risk. And the good thing about this is, if I was risking $5 here to make 20, right, per trade, right, here that means if I'm now trying to make 40. So if it took me 5 trades to get to 100, now it will take me about 3 trades to get the same 100, right? So that's how you grow a small account. It's very, very simple. Let me explain from the beginning. Number one, you need to determine the risk before you start trading it. And you need to go into the market knowing exactly how many chances you have. What are you going to do with those chances? What I recommend you to do is choose anything above 10 chances, right? Or if the account is too small, like $5, $10, there's no point of trying to get 10 chances. I think I would rather get 5 chances, or even 3 chances, or 2 chances, because who knows, right? But once you choose and know exactly how many chances you have, the next step is finding a strategy and testing. Is the reason for testing is not seeing the win rate or seeing how much money you're going to do. I think the most important thing about testing a strategy is knowing how it plays. When the setups are not good enough, and how are you going to react to that? Now, once you do that, the next step is actually placing those trades. It's very, very different, people, to know exactly when to place the trade and the actual placing of the trade. I always tell all the people in the Intern Academy that your mind is going to determine if you are going to make money or not the market. It's not the market, it's the mind. I've seen a lot of setups which I could have made a lot of money, but then hesitated to place those trades. But at the end of the day, I end up losing because of that. So the truth is, if you want to make money in the market, you need to be confident. You need to place those trades. And then when the account grows, you need to scale up and scale up and scale up. So if you think this was very valuable information to you, do me a favor, hit the like button below this video. If you're new to the channel, click the subscribe button. And if you want to get free setups on WhatsApp, check out the link in the description below for you to get these free setups on WhatsApp. And also, I have a free trading course for you. So I will see you in the next video.